Hi everyone, and welcome to Eric's Electronics Workbench. So on the bench I have this small, compact, and quite rugged Hewlett-Packard ThinkJet printer. So you can see the paper guides on the top of the printer, so the printer is barely wider than a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And it's not all that deep, and the housing on this printer has a very rugged feel to the way that it's constructed. Now this printer was introduced back in 1984, so as I'm making this video, it's 41 years ago. But what makes this printer special is the fact that it was the first mass-marketed commercial inkjet printer. So prior to inkjet technology, printers often used an impact type of print system. So think of a dot matrix, or a daisy wheel, or even a rotary drum printer, where you're physically hitting the print ribbon onto the paper. Well, the sales brochure for this printer points out how quiet it is in operation. And again, printers that were the impact type were very noisy in operation, so the fact that this was so quiet was really revolutionary at the time. And that's because with inkjet, nothing's actually hitting the paper. So the Hewlett-Packard engineers came up with the inkjet idea while working on thin film technology for integrated circuits. They kind of stumbled across the idea by chance when they realized that the material they were using for the thin film technology could superheat a small droplet very quickly. They thought, well, what if that droplet was actually a minuscule drop of ink that was in a small orifice? We heat it very quickly, it would spray out onto the paper. And of course, that's exactly what happens inside the print head in an inkjet cartridge. But to make an inkjet printer work properly requires very precise timing of control signals, and so Hewlett-Packard had to custom design and create some integrated circuits that are in this printer, basically the brains of the printer, control it and interface it to the outside world. And that's why this printer was able to be made so compact. It's really remarkable. Think back in 1984, electronics and printers were very large in many cases, and the idea that this was new technology and they made it so compact and small. So printing technology dramatically changed with inkjet, and the noisy dot matrix and impact printers were largely replaced. So with the introduction of the ThinkJet printer started the jet terminology that Hewlett-Packard carried on to other models, so think of something like a DeskJet printer. And this is the model 2225, but there's 4 versions, A, B, C, and D. And this is the version A, so that's the HPIB or GPIB interface. The B version is HPIL, and it also had an internal battery pack. The C version is Centronics with a parallel interface. The D version is RS-232 with the serial interface. So just turn the printer around, you can see on the back side right here, it has the GPIB connector right over here, and then some switches to set the address, listen mode and SRQ enable, line cord over here, and then the power switch. Some buttons right on the corner here for, I think this is just basically a reset, so if the printer runs out of paper, you can reset the mode, line feed and form feed, so this can use standard paper or a Z-fold paper. There's a power on light and a status light. And over here, let me just get that touched back up again. I have this cable, so this is a GPIB cable, if you're not familiar with what that cable looks like. These cables are very available in various lengths. And the print cartridge isn't installed yet, so open this up here, so it goes right over here. So I bought 2 of these cartridges. This one I haven't opened yet. So these are still available. They're old stock. It's a 51604A. And on the side right here it says January 2014, perhaps a manufacturer date or maybe an expiration date, I'm not really sure. And I'll show you the one that I opened here. And I think the cartridge is probably going to be okay. This is the box that I just opened. But here's the print cartridge, because it was in a sealed foil pack inside, like a vacuum pack. It's touched up here so you can see it. So I think the ink will probably be fine. We'll find out. So this had a little piece of tape that I removed that was on the print head, and the electrical contacts right down there. A little bit closer there, you can see it. That up a little bit better there. So the ink reservoir is in this back area over here. And also with the print cartridge is this little piece here, it's included. So this is a little pad that the print head wipes against. So you're supposed to replace that each time you change out the cartridge. So I'll get that installed as well as the cartridge. And you install the cartridge, it's very easy, it just fits down in here. That. There's a little metal clip that holds that other little pad in place. So I was interested in the 2225A with the GPIB interface because I have several pieces of test equipment, so oscilloscopes and spectrum analyzers that also had the GPIB interface, and they have some setup screens that have to do with controlling an external printer. And as I recall, on at least the oscilloscope, but it may have been on some of the other pieces of equipment as well, there was a mention of the ThinkJet printer. So I'm curious to see how this printer works with those pieces of test equipment and if I can send a screenshot over to be printed out. So I'll show you that result. I'll hook this up to each of those pieces of test equipment and we'll see what actually happens. Now this printer should have a self-test built in. I think when you hold down one of these buttons and then turn the power on, it runs a self-test and does a test printout. So let's do that first, see if the ink cartridge is in good working order and if the printer actually functions correctly. And then if it does, I'll move on to hooking it up to some of the test equipment. So let me get the power cord, I'll get that little pad installed down here, and then I'll start up the self-test and I'll show you that result. Alright, I'm going to hold the line feed button down and turn the power on. Let's see what happens. So that's the right combination. Yes, it is. Check that out, it's doing the self-test. It has a very good print quality. How cool is that? Awesome. Well, that worked very well. All right, so let me get this connected over to the Tektronix TDS724D oscilloscope, and let's see if it can print a screenshot from that scope. All right, so let's see if the Tektronix TDS724D oscilloscope can send a screenshot to the HP 2225A printer. So I have the GPIB cable connected right here. It's going from the back of the oscilloscope down to the printer. And then just to give this something interesting to display and try and print, I have an arbitrary waveform coming from the BK Precision 4062B function generator. All right, so let me get you zoomed in a little closer here on the oscilloscope. So if I go over here to this menu, it should be Shift and hard copy. So it does say format ThinkJet, perfect. I remember seeing that before. Port file, probably that. Yep, there it is, GPIB. Okay, we want that. Layout, portrait, that's probably fine. So some other printers over there, but it's on ThinkJet, so we'll leave it there. So I think if I hit hard copy over here, it should give a printout of this screen. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is there. And pardon the movement here, I'm just going to get you back down on the printer so you can see what's happening down here. Get this touched up a little bit here. All right, so I'm going to hit hard copy and let's see what happens. Oh, there it goes. How cool is that? That's an exact duplicate of what's on the screen. Awesome. That prints very well. So that's exactly what was shown on the oscilloscope's display. The menus and everything, exact copy. Touched up a little better there. I think it's a little bit washed out. There you go. That's a nice, crisp, clear printout. So very cool. Well, that works. That was easy enough. So let's go over to the spectrum analyzer and see if it's able to print from that. Right, so let's try to print from the HP 8594E spectrum analyzer. So just to give it something interesting to print, I had this connected to the RF signal generator. It's a 300 megahertz carrier, frequency modulation, 10 kilohertz deviation, and a 1 kilohertz tone. Right, I think to go to the printer setup, I need to go to configure, and it says, yep, print configure, try that. Set black and white printer. So it doesn't have a specific printer name, but we'll just leave it like that. Hopefully that'll work. Printer port configure, yes, HPIB, that's correct. And print menu is on, that's fine. So I'll leave everything else alone. Let's just try those settings. So I think to start the printing, I just have to hit copy over there. So let me move you down to the printer, and then I'll tell you when I hit the copy button. Let's see what happens. All right, let's try to print from the spectrum analyzer. So I have the paper loaded. I just need to press this button here. So that just resets the printer. And I'll press copy. Awesome, it's working. Very cool. Excellent. Exact duplicate of what was on the spectrum analyzer's display. So if we press form feed, take that out. Perfect. Very nice printout. So easy enough. It's definitely working well. So I have another oscilloscope. It's a Tektronix scope, and I'd like to try the printer with that as well. Let's see what happens. So let me get that set up. All right, let's try to print from the Tektronix 2430A oscilloscope. The scope has a GPIB interface. And so that the oscilloscope has something on the display to print, I have it connected to the function generator. This is just inputting a sine wave into the oscilloscope. So I think the setup is over here under output. So go here, and it says print, but is it set up? So let's go set up right there, mode, devices I would assume. Excellent, ThinkJet printer. You could also do a plotter. So it's already on printer, it's underlined. So yes, the settings, text is on, everything is turned on, perfect. So we'll leave all that alone. So I think when I hit print, it should start the printer. So let me get you moved back over to the printer, and let's see what happens. All right, new piece of paper loaded, so just press this button. All right, and I'll press print on the oscilloscope. Cool, it's working. Yeah, how about that? This printer certainly would be quieter than an old style impact printer, no doubt about that. That's a very large printout from the oscilloscope, takes up most of the page. Awesome. That worked very well. Very nice printout. So yeah, the printer is working extremely well at this point. I think I'll open it up, just have a look around inside, just to make sure everything looks okay, but it's obviously functioning the way that it's supposed to. So yeah, very happy how this printer is working. Certainly easy to set up with the various pieces of test equipment. You just dial up the printer and the interface, and away it goes. So I hope you enjoyed watching this vintage Hewlett-Packard ThinkJet 2225A printer work with several pieces of test equipment. And if you did, you can let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying the content on this channel, please remember to subscribe, because there'll be many more videos coming up in the near future. Lots of projects in the queue, you won't want to miss any of those. So as always, thank you for taking time to watch, and until next time, take care. Goodbye for now.